Hello and happy Magical Monday. And it is Lughnasadh, one of those, beautiful holidays. Sometimes people call it Lammas and there's all kinds of different names. But this is a fun one because it is first harvest. It is August 1st in this particular hemisphere. That means we are starting to get grain. It is the wheat holiday for the Celtic fans. And so there's this huge alignment happening today. And so you may be feeling it. It's one of the biggest astrological alignments of the entire year. And that is Uranus, Mars, North Node conjunction with Virgo. Yeah, that's a mouthful. Try and say it twice. Don't ask. But this alignment is really asking you to lean in. And for me, this is interesting because I found that August 1st is literally always kind of this turning point. It's 90 days after my birthday. And I don't know if you know this, but anytime you hit that 90-day mark after your birthday, you've settled the energy for that particular calendar year, the circle rotation of your birthday year. And so when you're looking at that, for me, this correlates to this is my first harvest. The seeds I've planted every year are coming into alignment. 24 years ago, which is hard for me to believe, I moved to Florida on August 1st, 1989. I moved to Florida in the middle of all the fires. And then 13 years ago, I moved into the house I live in. There's all kinds of other things that have happened either on the 1st or up to the 8th of August. So many people that I've met in my life. I used to go to Penzic every year, which is a medieval reenactment. So I've met so many people in this portal. And I also am a big proponent of the 8/8 Lionsgate and the understanding of how powerful that is for us energetically every year. It is Leo season. It is courage season. It is sovereignty season. And so we have this fruit that we're carrying that we have given birth to. And so what is it you're giving birth to? And what are you grateful for? What is your gratitude practice right now? So when we start getting into the energetics of gratitude, I want you to think about this as an attitude. So when we're in the attitude of gratitude, we're in deep manifestation. Deep manifestation. It is so much easier to come from the place of gratitude to also see how we receive. So right now, take a moment, think about what you've already harvested, what you have already received, what you have already claimed, how far you've come in your life, and be grateful for that, because you cannot be in lack and gratitude at the exact same time. It is just not possible. It's two different states of being. So lack is a state of being and gratitude is a state of being. And you literally can't be in both at the same time. So go into that review of, I'm so grateful and thankful that this is in my life now, and see what that brings forward. See what that anchors inside you on an energetic level. Then secondly, go into the energy of gratitude for what you're still harvesting. Maybe the seeds are already planted. Maybe you've already started something in motion, or maybe since it's that time of year, it's the perfect time for you to like take that aligned action. Go into the energy. I'm so grateful and thankful this is in my life now. Even though you can't see the result yet, even though like you have no proof, the energy of gratitude gives you the proof. It gives you the sense of it is already done. So when you go into the gratitude attitude, you're living as if you're living with the thank you. Like it's almost like if you had a friend coming over and they were going to help you with something, you go, I'm so grateful and thankful you're coming over. Thank you, thank you, thank you in advance. Or, you know, how you write an email. So thank you in advance for reading this email. You're thanking the thing for arriving. You set an intention and you know it is coming. It's already on its way. It's kind of like when you hit that Amazon button, a request to your universe. You don't worry so much about how it's going to arrive. You just like pressing the button to Amazon, you just are grateful it's coming and you know it's coming. So the same thing when you put a request into the universe. Magic works that way. You put the energy in and you send it out from a place of gratitude, from a place of knowing, and you just wait for it to arrive in the energy of trust, in the energy of realigning with the gratitude. So today we have this massive, beautiful day. So I wanted to light a candle for us as a collective. And so I want you to think, what is your wish today? What is your gratitude practice saying, I'm so grateful and thankful is in my life now? So just close your eyes, get into the alignment of it, get into the vibration of it. What does it taste like? What does it really taste like to have this thing in your life? I want you to like think about that. Like if I'm thinking about owning a beach house, the taste of a beach house is that slightly salty air. And what does it smell like? So if I'm, again, owning a beach house, it smells like that salt in the air, that sea breeze in the air. What does it sound like? Well, it's going to sound like the ocean coming in and out. And it might sound like laughter from the kids playing on the beach, or it might sound like my friends' voices calling out in joy because they're hanging out. What does it feel like tangibly feel like? The grit of the sand under my feet. Maybe it even feels like a little bit of sand underneath my clothes, a little bit abrasive, but good. Like there's a cool breeze maybe, or maybe it's summertime, so it'd still be a hot summer sun. So that's what it would tangibly, physically feel like. What does it emotionally feel like? Well, for me, it's calming. That's why I wanted it, because it calms and soothes the nervous system. What does it look like? Well, it looks like this beautiful water. It looks like the sun setting on this water. So taste, touch, smell, feel, and then know that you've put the order in and you're actually getting your request from the universe. So we're going to light our candle. And so we're putting your wish in, we're putting your order in to the universe. I want you to think about what that is today. And we're sending the wish out onto the wind. And we're connecting to the deep knowing of it. We're holding it in our heart. We're holding it in our mind's eye. We're holding it in our alignment. And we are seeing it, feeling it, tasting it, smelling it, and knowing it is already done. So I want you to imagine that you're already there and it's coming in like a wave. Everything is easy and aligned, that you're in alignment with the frequency of the version of you that your wish and your desire is already true. And as you do that, I want you to connect to the coherence of it. You're sending it out into the field of everyone and anything that needs to be part of the situation, getting you to your desire, to your goal. So you're becoming one with the field. Path is clear. Obstacles are removed. Everything is getting out of your way. Everything that is needed is being brought to your path like a buffet. You have choices. You get to be in the alignment and just follow the buffet that the universe is laying in front of you. As you're in the magic, you're in the miracle, you're in the knowing that you know that you know that you know that this is already yours. It's an order to the universe, and the universe is bringing it back to you in the energy of flow. So if there's any last bit of doubt, this is a great day to release that doubt. This is a great day to release any part of you that is in resistance. All of these alignments is going to help you release the resistance of maybe you don't believe that it's possible. If there's any doubt that it's not possible, go ahead and just imagine placing that into the fire. And if there is any part of you that is in the belief that it's possible for someone, but maybe not you, place that also into the fire. And one of my big, massive understandings recently is that it's an act of devotion to yourself here in the now to make this sacred commitment. Some people would call it determination. Some people would call it dedication. Some people would call it desire. I'm going to call it devotion. So whatever aligned action you may need to take to bring you into the new version of you, into the one that is open and ready to receive. Maybe there's some aligned action, something that you have been in resistance for. So releasing that resistance and coming into the devotion of the one who is giving yourself the energy, giving yourself the devotion, making the aligned action steps, making the choices that are needed to be inevitable for success, inevitable for creating something. So, for example, I am currently working on a project, and I had to say to myself, what would make this project inevitable? Because you've done it before, you've started this project once before. What would make it inevitable? Well, I was missing this last time, and I was missing that last time. And so I set myself up to have those two things. So it was inevitable. And is there a part of me that has to be determined? Is there a part of me that has to be dedicated? Yes. But now, as I'm doing it, it's something I really want. It's something that I desire. And so instead of making it a task, I'm making it an act of devotion. I'm making it a sacred practice and your living essence of the divine. And so when you start thinking about worshiping the divine and you remember that you're one with the divine, taking the next stage of making your dreams come true becomes an act of devotion. It becomes an act of extreme self-care, actually lining up to something that may be hard to do for an outcome you really want may seem difficult, but when you move it to an act of devotion, it becomes a different energy. So maybe you want your house to be beautiful and you're like, oh, so much work to make it beautiful. But if you were thinking about it as preparing an altar, preparing a space, preparing this area for embodiment of the divine, then it becomes an act of devotion. If you're like, oh, I would love to get healthier and fit, and you're like, oh, but that requires eating differently or drinking more water or going and taking a walk or going to the gym, and you switch it from all the things that are hard to do and you move it to, I'm devoted to this body, this temple, and I want to treat it like I would a god or goddess, then you're actually giving that gift to yourself and treating yourself in a way that is an act of devotion. And then sort of the last way I will say that this piece is, if you have been treating yourself like your own enemy, when you've been mad at yourself and angry at yourself, this is that next layer where you can become your own best friend. How would you talk to a child or your best friend that was going through something, or a teenager that was going through something? Talk to yourself like that. I had a client today. It was really a friend, another theta healing teacher, and we traded a session. And I said, well, what do you call yourself in the mirror? And he told me he didn't necessarily call himself by his name or anything, really. And I was like, well, what would you prefer someone to call you? And he had a pet name that a former partner had called him. And so I said, talk to yourself using that voice, that smile, that name. And it was really a shift to be very loving to self. So what is it that is that next level of deep love, that next level of talking to yourself in a nurturing way, talking to your body, talking to your cells, because your cells are listening, and they will light up if you're loving toward it, if you're putting love into it, if you're putting light into it. Imagine sending love into your body. Imagine sending light into your cells. If there's an ache or a pain, instead of being mad at that ache or pain, thank it for helping you acknowledge that there's some ease that needs to be taken in that area, that there's some care that needs to be taken in that area. Thank the pain. Tell it you don't need it anymore, and you will take care of it, and start sending love to it. Start giving appreciation to it. Start allowing yourself to get rested and relaxed in that area of your body. And you might just find out that there is something completely different as a result. So I just wanted to share that with you, because to me this is a beautiful, beautiful day. It is August 1st. It is my favorite one of the summer holidays, Lughnasadh. And so happy fall harvest. And as we move into this, we're at the Lion's Gate. We're in this beautiful, powerful, sexy portal of energy. And so you have until the full moon to really harness this energy. I think it's the 12th. It might be the 13th. Somewhere in there you have a full moon. But until then, you're past the new moon. Your Leo new moon has already happened. You have the Lion's Gate, which is next Monday, and you have till that full moon that's a few days later. So we're in this manifestation time. Gain that clarity, get aligned with what you're calling in, and the actions. For a lot of people, they're starting a new phase. It's the beginning of the school year. It's the beginning of a season. We're coming into that next season. You have 5 months. A lot of people are like, oh, 2022 is already over if I didn't get my goals from here. And my answer is review. This is a great time of year to review and to see if there's anything that maybe you were manifesting for 2022 that you no longer want, or you don't want to be that identity anymore. Or maybe it's something that's been on your plate that you want to tie up those loose ends. There's a lot of tying up loose ends by the end of 2022 that's happening astrology wise. So clear up those energy leaks. And then as you move forward, what do you want to do? And what do you want to dedicate yourself to for these next few months to be complete this year, or to be in motion on the idea that you have and you need to take aligned action with? So that's just my thought for today. So great time for magic, great time for things. I'm getting ready to go to Vegas to be working with the Bloom Temple. We're going to be opening up our sacred Egyptian oils training programs. So there's a couple of opportunities. If you're really interested, there's a sale going on the Egyptian oils. There's also an 8/8 Lionsgate anointing oil program that I invite you to join us for next week. I am going to go live next week at a little bit different time because of the fact that I'll be in Las Vegas. It won't be at 6 o'clock Eastern next week. I will actually be an hour later. I'll be at 7 o'clock. I'll do my Magic Monday on 8/8, but 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time from Vegas instead of our normal time. But if you want the really powerful Isis transmission that I'll be doing that day, please join us. It'll be just $22 to join me and Rima and Alara and Star as each of us bring forth these powerful transmissions on such a huge day. And then last but not least, if you are interested in either the Black Rose or the trip to Egypt, and you've been wondering, maybe there's a question or two that I need to answer, this would be a great week. I've got a little bit of time. I can answer questions, and the Black Rose is for you if you are looking to get truly cleaned up on your soul fragments, if you want to be deep in your soul practice, if you want to clean up your energy, if you want to be more aligned to your wholeness, that's the program for you. If you're interested in going to Egypt with me, it is an epic trip. It is literally a game changer. And I probably am going to do a video this week sometime just about my trip to Egypt that was over my birthday. I realized I never really did a video just talking about my experience. So I'm not sure what day I'm going to do that, but just if I have a half hour sometime, I'll probably pop on here and just be like, this is what happened to me in Egypt. But if you're interested in coming with me, that was a life-changing experience. I've been a lot of places, I've done a lot of things, and nothing was like the experience in Egypt. It is like no other place on the earth. There are codes there, and there's no better time than this Lionsgate portal to really commit to that sacred travel to Egypt. It will be life-changing. So have yourself an amazing night. Whether you're watching this today or on a recording, I love you. It's powerful energy. Be gentle to yourself, be loving to yourself, and live magically.